Okay, next up would be from our neighboring county, in Montgomery County, Commissioner Val Arkoosh.
Thank you. Thanks, Kevin. Well, hello, Berks. It's so great to see you all here today. Kevin told me this is your first in-person event in how long?
Since the pandemic.
Like more than any of us can count, right? So thank you so much for coming out. It ended up to be a beautiful day, and I'm so happy to be here with you. I am Val Arkoosh, and I'm running for the Senate to replace Pat Toomey in 2022. Woo! But before we talk about that, I have to just say one more word about this November. Because we have local candidates, township officials, school board officials, tax collectors, district justices, and of course, our county courts and our statewide court judicial races that are of critical importance. And so I hope everyone is squarely focused on that between now and November, because that's where every one of us needs to be focusing. But when that is over, I hope we have built an even stronger base of supporters to take us into 2022 so that we can flip this seat. So, I am Val Arkoosh. I live next door in Montgomery County. And I am running for the United States Senate because so often in Washington, when they see a problem, instead of fixing the problem, they actually make it worse. We have critical issues. We've got the minimum wage. We've got the cost of child care and elder care. We have our climate. We have issues of systemic racism and racial inequity that are staring us in the face that we need to solve. I have been a problem solver my whole life. I started out as a physician. I took care of patients for about 20 years. And I had to work with patients to understand what their issues were and then work with them to solve their problems. But over time, I came to see so clearly that many of the things impacting the health of my patients were happening outside of the exam room. Insurance denials for pre-existing conditions. Kids that couldn't play outside because they had asthma and the air in their neighborhood was too dirty. And pregnant moms who had to take 2 buses just to get to a grocery store or to a doctor's appointment. So I became a public health advocate. And I worked with the Obama administration to help pass the Affordable Care Act. And that got millions of Americans health insurance, including nearly 1 million Pennsylvanians. And I'm proud of that work, but I knew there was so much more that needed to be done. And for the past 6 years, leading Montgomery County, Pennsylvania's 3rd largest county, I've gotten some of that work accomplished. Our county employees now have a $15 minimum wage. Right. And a gender-neutral paid parental leave policy. We have made big strides in repairing our crumbling infrastructure across the county. We've preserved over 10,000 acres of farmland. And we get all of the electricity for our county buildings from a wind-generated source. And I've done all of that while at the same time restoring the county's AAA bond rating and maintaining some of the lowest county property taxes in the southeastern part of Pennsylvania. So this is a track record of accomplishment that you rarely see locally or in Washington, and I'm ready to bring that problem-solving skills and put it to work on behalf of everybody in our Commonwealth. And folks, the stakes could not be higher. All eyes are going to be on us in 2022. As you probably know, Pennsylvania is considered the Senate seat that is most likely to flip. That is because the seat is open and President Biden won this state. But just as importantly, as I travel across our great Commonwealth, I see in county after county after county, just like this one, that people are doing the hard work to register the voters, get people to turn out, and improve our democratic margins in race after race. If we continue to build on that work, we will flip this seat next year. And we all need to be focused on that, because the folks that are lining up on the Republican side of the aisle to replace Senator Toomey should be of concern to every single person at this event. They are willing to just completely make stuff up to help score cheap political points. They want to continue to divide our country. They are election deniers, trying to undermine the confidence of voters in our elections. And every single one of them, said that they have been against the bipartisan infrastructure bill that passed through the Senate about 10 days ago that is going to bring tens of millions of dollars of investment into Pennsylvania and the good-paying jobs that come with that. Every one of them would have been against it. So that's just part of the reason why we need to flip this seat. Most importantly, you deserve a senator that is going to be focused on the problems that are going to keep you up at night. And here are the values that will guide me in that work. I believe that anybody working 40 hours a week should be able to feed their family, and that we must increase the minimum wage. I believe that if you are taking a medication like insulin to treat your diabetes, you should never have to ration your dose because of the cost of that insulin. I am committed to continuing the work to repair our crumbling infrastructure and make sure that we get broadband internet access to every corner, every zip code, every census tract of this Commonwealth. And we have to tackle the racial inequities and systemic bias in our state that have led to so many institutions that fail our black and brown Pennsylvanians. We have to combat climate change. We have to do it with good-paying union jobs, and we need to do that urgently. And finally, we have to get fully out of this pandemic. Now, I know this is going to be hard work, but I know how to do this work. I am not afraid to do this work, and I've been doing this kind of work my whole career. And if that's the kind of U.S. Senator you want, I hope you'll join this campaign. You can sign up at valarkoosh.com. If you have a couple extra dollars to chip in, every single dollar really helps. And when the time comes, I hope you'll volunteer to help get the word out and get votes across this great Commonwealth. Most importantly, I want you to hear from me that the most important thing in this race is you. I will be focused on Pennsylvania. This race is about our Commonwealth, and that is my pledge to you as a candidate, and that is my pledge to you as your next United States Senator. I hope you'll join me. Thank you.